مو اورو او بطيمو ديلونويو لها دو مدوحيو دسريو تيبلويو افت قدا طايو سيوثو هوتيل حمشو كوكوي باصي لوكس ثلاث دانات مكلو حاجم شحلفة عمكلو اشتويو وحفيت وثو حريني كل حشيوينه بقاودو طيمانو او بثيافة اند هاتو ستيك بوتوت او ثوتو اعمينا كبخت سيموتو اي سوري عمام مشتيلونه دو طيولو او دميدوتو موضعونوثو روحتو مدافيذا دونولو اللي هي قوينا تحوزينا خونا قحريتو بو اثر وطر عبدين.
The program tonight is going to be in English and Syriac, and it was going to be a very special episode of the Spotlight. Together here with me in the studio, first His Eminence Archbishop of Sweden of the Syriac Orthodox Church, Mourad Benjamin Atash, Barak Mour Sayyidina. Welcome. And then I also have with me for the first time Lieutenant Jörgen Nilsson, Chevalier. Welcome.
Maya.
Nice. Sayyidina, at the beginning we're going to just enlighten the subject, the theme of this program a little bit in Syriac so that people understand what is going to be taken during the show.
I will try to translate
a bit,
some information to our Syriac Aramaic language and even English language or Swedish too.
Today we're going to talk about a trip walking, a spiritual trip walking from country to country. Many of you have heard about this. Some pilgrims have done it, others who just like to do it have done this before. Today we're going to have this kind of a trip, but it's a little more. It's deeper, it's more spiritual, and then it's also a fundraising trip for a very big goal. I'm going to let my guest talk about this. Lieutenant, you're talking about steps for Christianity. Is this the name you put for the trip?
Yes,
for the journey?
that is the name for the project. It's a huge fundraising project. The aim is to collect $1 per step, and the walk is going to stretch over plus 8,000 kilometers, which will be some 8 million steps.
And you will start it from Sweden to the Holy Land, to Jerusalem. This is the plan.
That is correct. I will be starting in Lund, down in Skåne.
In north of Sweden, north of Sweden.
South.
I'm sorry, south of Sweden,
and then I will walk to Södertälje to reach St. Afram, of course. And then via Stockholm to Finland, Russia, the Baltic states, Belarus, Poland, and down through Europe. This route I'm calling the Orthodox route.
Wow, interesting.
It will be.
Before we go further talking more about this trip, I'm kind of curious, why did you invite His Eminence to the program?
The reason we met is that we share the same values, we share the same drive, and when I spoke with the Archbishop about this project, he said that it was a fantastic idea, and he was actually a Catholic donor. He's contributed first of all to this project, so he is now a senior advisor to the project.
Wow. You've done this before, 2012. Can you tell me about it? Why did you think of that in the first place?
In 2012, I was in a tricky spot, family-wise. My daughter was ill, and she went on a transplant list to get new lungs, and I had done pretty much anything I could as a father. Now it was in the hands of the doctors and God. And so I decided to make this pilgrimage as an adventure for my daughter, to give her something to hold on to. And
you took her with you?
She was staying back home in Sweden because she was so ill, but we had contact, and she was following the journey along the way. And when I was in the middle of a cold and rainy Germany, she actually received her new lungs.
Okay, so what about the driving power, the strength? You tell me about your daughter. I know this is what motivates you to do it. Then during the trip, you face things, you experience things for the first time in your life, right?
Yes, of course.
And there, you're just a human being,
yes.
and we have our limitations. How did you manage with that?
I'm a very committed person. When I set a goal, I always try to fulfill that goal.
Yeah.
And it's also, when you're doing such a journey, you're not doing it alone, even if you are alone. I was never lonesome. I was never being afraid of being lonesome.
So you had people with you, following you, that's what you mean?
No, I was alone.
Yeah, physically you were alone, but you had people, you mean you had contacts with your family?
Yes, it was a project back then as well, so
yeah.
I had contact with my family,
yeah.
and I always were talking to, when you are alone in the wilderness and you're cold and you're freezing and it's raining, snowing, it brings you closer to God. It does.
This is what I want to come to. You reach the time of your life for the first time when you go so much deep inside of you, and you realize things, facts that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Take us with you to that moment.
Well, first you experience how small you are. In all the
meaningless.
No, you're small. You are very humble to God, and you have to find yourself and grow from that. And from that, you carry yourself onwards. That is what pushing you, because you know yourself better day by day, and you know your limitations and you know your strength, and you're trying to focus on that strength, and it comes from.
No fears?
I'm not easily scared.
No, nothing. How did you manage hunger, thirst, cold?
I just endure, because at one point it ends.
It's just temporary.
Yeah.
Wow. We're going to talk more about this. سيدنا, what do you think? مكمت يعني ومدى تكون الغلبة مدى أو النقاء حزينة نوشة أوخا.
Yes, first of all, we thank you, our moderator, Mrs. Maya, for this very nice programs that you invited us, me and me as Archbishop of Syriac Orthodox Church in Sweden, even our spiritual brother, beloved brother Jörgen Nilsson, to come here and to explain our project, our planning, our journey to our heart, our Jerusalem.
That's right.
Holy Land. This is the main things, our goal. God, in every century, he choosing some people. By them can show himself.
That's right.
I think our beloved and dear brother Jörgen is the one. The God he chose him to carry his cross, and by this project, the pilgrimage, to walk from the pole to the south. Before that, it was Saul, St. Paul. From Saul, he became Paul. Now it's opposite. I can say that in his spirituality, in his carrying his cross, he's the second Paul for us as a Christian, to take his heavy cross from Sweden and to walk to Jerusalem the second time. First time and the Latin way, and the second time in the Orthodox way. Even we are the Christians, we have same faith, same Bible, same cross. But a man like Jörgen Nilsson, he has a heart bigger than his body, because he wants to show all the Christian how this is important, the Holy Lands. For the Christian, first of all, even for our brother Jew and our brother Muslims too. It should be some balance for that. We Christian, we forget ourselves sometimes, where we come from, how we get our faith, our roots. This is very important. We as a tree, we have to know our roots there. It's not only in the map we saw, oh, this is Jerusalem, this is the place of Jesus Christ, the prophets and others. No, this is something very holy for all the human, and especially for us. We call us we the children of Abraham. Therefore, I'm very happy that I know Mr. Jörgen and his friends from Lazarus Orden. It's very blessed institution or foundation, because the mole and the goal of this foundation, the Christian human mole. We have some mission.
Yeah.
All the Christian, we have some mission.
That's right.
To show the love of God, to believe in one God who created everything, and this God became a flesh, a human, Jesus Christ, and we learn to believe in God and love God and love our neighbor. Doesn't matter if they know God or they don't know God, because if we don't love ourselves, we cannot love other people. We're starting from us.
That's right.
So that's the way Mr. Jörgen, he carrying his cross second time. That means he crucified himself in first time, 2012, and to walk from Sweden to the Holy Land. It's not easy way.
It's very difficult.
It's very hot, and it's very cold, and hunger, thirst, everything this way. And now he's starting raising a new project. And this project, I'm one of the first, I bless it. Not only for the money, his sponsor, response, but even we pray for him, but he needs even the material from this side too. Because he did something very, very nice. I love it. Everyone can work with him. Everyone, we can do it, but we don't do it. If we don't do it, we have to push him, give him power,
give a hand.
Give him a hand, and even we sponsor him.
Wow.
Because we have to help him by our fingers to carry up the cross from his axle.
Wow.
This is very important. We all the Christian, we have this responsibility to show the man he can carry his cross for the Christianity, for the peace, for the humanity, for the show for missionary, show all the Christian belong to their heart in Jerusalem.
Wow.
That's the way I blessed this project. Second time, every time I paid for 1,001 steps.
Wow.
So our people, we don't force anybody to give money, but we want that you also share with us. Every step, it costs $1. So if you pay $100, 100 euro, 100 steps. That means you carry the cross of Jesus Christ, the Christianity.
We, all the Christians, responsible to show the light of Jesus Christ for everyone, the peace of God to everyone. That's our responsibility.
It's our mission.
I bless it, this project, and we pray for our brother, Jörgen. The second time, I think it will be more easy for you.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, because I told you
I guess.
that you have a heart. We cannot see it from outside, but we can feel that you have a big, big heart full of love and respect, of faith. God bless you, and you are not alone. We are with you.
Wow, very deep words.
Indeed.
His Eminence is calling, first he's calling your trip, this is an apostolic action. And then he's talking about it, it's a kind of obligation to every Christian person to support this. How can you define it?
Well, of course, everyone is welcome to join. If they want to join me walking, they are welcome to do so. And if they can't do that, they are welcome to make a donation according to the
You have
situation.
your websites on there. We have a picture of this. The Steps of Christianity. We have a picture of it with us. It will be now broadcasted on the screen. It's called Steps of Christianity, and then we have the website's address here, and also we can see it right here. So people can go in on the net and look for that and read more information about this campaign and do the donations, or maybe if anybody likes to be physically with you, so he's also
welcome to.
allowed. Yeah. When we were talking about your job, your work, about this trip, just minutes before the show, before we went on live, I asked you a question. I asked you if you are a Christian, if you are a believer. Now His Eminence mentioned something about the heart, about how sacred this project is.
It is.
Now I want people to hear that from you.
The thing is, that right now we have a very troubled situation, both in the Holy Land and in the Middle East. All the roots of Christianity is threatened at the moment. And according to my belief, if we don't have any Christians left in Jerusalem, if we are losing those roots of our origin, we are in grave danger. It's
I like when you say it's our origin. I like it.
We can lose our faith
I like it.
in future, even.
Yeah.
well, eventually we will,
Yeah.
because if we don't have our roots left in Jerusalem, we also lose the focal point between the three Abrahamic religions. And that focal point is it's checks and balances, basically. We need to have a Christian presence balancing Islam and Judaism because Jerusalem is that important. It's the holy place of all three Abrahamic religions, and we need to have a balance, because you can hear some secular people or even atheists, they are saying, we wish we wouldn't have religion anymore. But the thing is, there are 16 billion Christians in the world. There are like 700 million Muslims, and we have, I don't know how many Jews in the world. We can't just wish them away. We have to acknowledge the fact that they are there, and we are here. And we need to maintain a balance. And what I then see is that if we help the Christians in the Holy Land, in Jerusalem, so we can give them hope to stay. That is what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, it has been a global question every year, every time. All the reports on the news. We know that it's only 2% of the population of the Holy Land, and this is a shame. This is
in some areas,
yeah,
it's even less.
Yeah. So, and everybody is claiming that they are doing something. On the surface, we haven't seen so much. I have friends in the Holy Land. We talk a lot. We have our church there. We have our monastery there. everybody is saying that they're doing something. I know that people watching you now, listening to you, they will ask themselves about how can this trip help people there on the ground?
It's quite a good question, a fair one. And all the money collected will go to different projects in the Holy Land. It will support the girls' school in Bethany, Al-Azariya. It will go to the Children's Hospital in St. Vincent.
Good.
It will go to maintain the water situation in Wadi Kelt and in Masaba. We will use the money for a forest project in Masaba to create a means for future income, because the people out in the desert, they are thirsty and they are unemployed, and they are losing hope. And if they are going, that vacuum created will be filled with something else. If the Christians are not there anymore, it will be filled with something else.
That's right.
And then we don't have that balance I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And when we lose the balance, when we move the focal point from the Holy Land and Jerusalem, it will move somewhere else. And I fear it will move into Europe. And then we will have big problems.
That's right.
And
So
what I
we're
know, Mr. Jörgen, with his pilgrimage, he will stationary every day, 40, 45 kilometers. He will walk, and then he stay one night or one day, maybe 2 days sometimes, and we will do some give lectures to give some information about his work, his pilgrimage to the Jerusalem. What means, why he is working, what his message, and this for all the Christian or for all the religious, the free religious. So it's not only just he's working there. He will do some symposium even in some places. It depends how many churches will receive you, or some institution, foundation, organizations, many. I think it should be more politically. All the media is recording your work.
They will.
That's very important. So to help this project is very important, especially for in Europe. All of us we can pay. This is just the cost.
It's not asking for much.
Yeah, no. It's not the money normally.
No.
The money, it goes to all the organizations.
That's what he was talking about. When
Yeah.
you said it only cost $1 a step, people may think that this will go to him, to his expenses, but now he's explaining that he has he's going to projects
Mr.
there.
Jörgen, he living his home, his house, his work, everything.
His family.
Of course, we have to pay for his rent his house too.
Yeah.
But nobody can do these things. It should be something spiritual, I think.
Yeah.
Therefore, I called him Paul II, and the 21st century.
No.
We need Pauls, many Pauls like him, but it's not many.
The important thing is that you mentioned the projects and the places and stations that the money are going to in order to help people there. As I said, we don't want people to think that the money is collected for your own goodness, for your own
No,
expenses.
it's not for me going to
not
Bahamas. No, it's not.
So that's great.
But I think every places too, you stationary, they will receive you in some way, maybe.
Is it going to be a kind of support just for free for you?
I don't understand.
The stations that you will be, you're going to have your breaks, your
Sometimes.
stops during the trip, right?
As you can see on the webpage, there is a route planned ahead. And each day I'm coming to a new place. On the 22nd of August next year, I will reach Södertälje.
Santa Fe.
And then we're going to have a sending service. The Archbishop has promised me we are going to have
Yes.
a nice service here. And then I will continue walking. But that service in itself will tell the message about helping Christianity in the Holy Land.
And people will help you too. And then it will be, I mean, the stops will be all the time churches, right?
No, not all the time. Most of the time in the countryside I will be
Different.
staying in
Different.
people's homes. I will be using a network called Couchsurfing wherever that works. So I will be seeing lots and lots of strangers. And during the last walk I walked, I came up with a phrase that strangers is just friends I have not yet learned to know. So last time I was staying with 104 families, different families all over Europe.
Wow.
And then you can have an exchange that is quite marvelous.
Yeah.
New ideas and new, new view.
Inspiration.
View of life.
That's
we,
so
we need
interesting.
we need many peoples like Jörgen. They can carry
The
the
cross.
cross of
Yeah.
Jesus Christ when
Wow.
he walked on the way
On the Via
to
Dolorosa.
Golgate,
Yeah,
mentioned Golgate,
Golgotha, yeah.
Golgotha. There he will crucified.
Yeah.
He fall down, and then came the Simon, and he take this, and he carries his cross with him. Now, Jörgen needs some other can help him in this way, because it's take very time, long time, maybe more than 6 months.
Like
Takes
8
some.
months. 8 months.
It will take some 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
Almost 1 year. Yeah.
That was the same thing. 2012.
No, last time it was much shorter because I was going some parts with boat.
Okay.
Since it's the Latin route, I was
Yeah.
taking the cargo ship from Greece to Cyprus and then Haifa.
Okay.
So, and I don't count the steps there.
Okay. Now it's really Via Dolorosa.
No, it
More
really
heavy,
is a long
more
walk.
heavy, more heavy.
Yeah. Well, it happened like one of my friends, whose name is he's a filmmaker. His name is Jordan Allott. It happened that coincidentally he's also in a trip in Jerusalem right now. He's a filmmaker, documentary filmmaker, founder of an Altum production. He's also managing with the organization of a Christian. He made a documentary, Christians in the Mirror, and he's also in an organization of in defense of Christians. He's so much in work for Christians. We're going to have a phone call with him soon, hopefully, and we will also see what he is doing. So when His Eminence is saying that we need more people to focus to light up the situation, the hardships of the Christians of the Middle East in general, especially in the Holy Land, that will be very good.
Yes.
Do you think?
Now in our century, modern century,
Yeah.
we have the media, the television, newspaper, the radio, and etc. Because when we opened the channels, many thousands of channels, every home, we can change every second a channel, and we learn so much things from this. We have the negative and the positive too, and even the technology is good or sometimes not good. You have to use it in the right way. So the media maker or filmmaker can quickly give the
Reach
message,
people, yeah.
the message of peace, message of love, message of Christianity, of humanity, everything directly. So that the cross, their cross also is very happy.
Yeah, media people are also
Yeah.
holding. I do have Jared with me now on the phone. Hello, Jared. Good evening.
Hello.
Jared, you're as I have produced you to the audience, and it happened that you also are on a trip to Jerusalem, to the Holy Land, while I'm having this show talking about Christians in the Holy Land. Tell us about the trip.
Sure. Thank you for having me. I'm actually currently in Jericho, in the West Bank, and I'm here with an individual, his name is Top Sada, as well as another man, Dr. Paul Coyer, and they are involved with a group that really helps to bring Christians and Muslims and Jews together. Top himself is a Palestinian who now lives in the United States, and he is was a Muslim who experienced a conversion to Christianity and does a lot of work in this part of the world, especially places like Jericho and throughout Israel as well. We're working to provide resources, but also bring people together who, obviously normally don't work together for the greater good, and raises money in the United States to try to help different initiatives through his not-for-profit, which is Hope for Ishmael. So that's what I'm doing this week.
Jared, you have done Christians in the Mirror. We will be having a special show for that, taking clips from the film. How do you believe that your camp can make a difference in people's life there? We know that they are facing an existential crisis. The number of Christians is shrinking dramatically during the last years in the Middle East and in the Holy Land. How can you make a difference with your camera?
Well, a couple of different ways. First off, I always feel that showing images and having people speak for themselves in the places where they live and they experience persecution, as well as where they exhibit great faith, is important. So reading about these stories or reading just numbers is okay, but when you can actually watch somebody live their life and show you their challenges and the things that might actually connect with, for example, people in the West, in Europe, in the United States, I think that's really important. That's really powerful through personal stories. And I've seen this through screenings and just talking to people who many times didn't know that there are so many Christians in parts of the world where they are minorities and experience everything from discrimination all the way through to genocide. They can watch a 10-minute clip about how somebody is living out their faith, the challenges, persecution that they experience, and oftentimes how that affects them in a way that they experience a deeper faith because of it. Even a 10-minute clip about an individual's life can have such an impact where people will come up to me and say, wow, I really want to help that person or that initiative or project in Syria or Egypt or Iraq or India or Sudan. And so I see it on the level where it made me understand that most people, it's not that most people don't care, it's that they don't know that there are these Christian communities. I think we all know this, that in places like Syria, Iraq, elsewhere, and what they face historically, including up till today, and the important role that they play and have played for 2,000 years in their communities. And so in a way, it's a positive that sort of lack of awareness has led to a lack of action as opposed to people knowing and not caring. So usually when they are made aware and are educated, they want to do something, whether it's something small or large, they want to do something to help.
With this high profile that you have, how did you start this? Why do you do this? I mean, why did you choose this?
Well, I think it's, I accept that everybody has a role to play. Everybody has something, a talent, a passion, and it's not one way that things are changed or, people are made aware. There are a lot of different levels to it. And so I really do enjoy it because I get inspired by meeting people on the ground. And like I said, it's like Aleppo or Northern Iraq or in South Sudan and all over the world. But then just, again, seeing the impact that it has on people who were unaware. And I think sometimes, I'm Christian, I'm Roman Catholic, but not being from a certain area, you're not necessarily, let's say, a part of the Syrian, the Syriac Orthodox community, for example, in Syria. But you can play a special role being sort of, connected, but also an outsider, because then you can become a bridge to others.
That's right.
Who might be Christian or not Christian at all, but are going to care. So if an individual, let's say in Wichita, Kansas, looks at a Syriac Orthodox person in the United States, and they might say, well, of course that they care about their community, but why should I care? But if they see others who are not from that community pointing in that direction and say, we all need to care, we all need to do something, I think it makes it easier. And so becoming a bridge to others who are not directly connected to the community can be a vital role in producing more awareness.
That's very great to hear, Jordan. At the same time, we know that actually on the ground, Christians are facing a defining moment now. They're facing prosecution, bad economical situation, security, etc. While the leaders of the world are tolerating this, they're watching this. Could you, by all these efforts that you're doing, and you have done quite good enough now, could you reach the awareness of the people, of the decisions makers in the world?
I think so. I mean, it's not overnight, of course.
No.
And I was, living right very close to Washington, D.C. You can see it at work, but I've also seen, again, we assume sometimes that individuals, communities in different parts of the world are going to know about what's going on to religious minorities, specifically Christians in various countries. And that's not usually true. The same with our decision makers, our politicians, our elected officials. We assume they know what's going on, and they usually don't. And I've also seen it where a small group, even one individual, speaking to their member of Congress or somebody running for office can actually make a difference. And I remember screening a film a couple of years ago, and we had about 80 people at the event, and mainly, they were Americans who didn't have an ethnic connection with those in Syria and Iraq. This particular film, Our Last Stand, was about Syria and Iraq. And I asked them if anybody had heard of the Armenian genocide, the genocide of Armenians and the Syrians and Greeks.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody raised their hand.
No.
And these are people who were interested in the subject in the sense that they cared enough to come to the event.
Right.
None of them had heard of it. And so, the education is not just about what's going on now. So let's say, the fight against ISIS, the fight against, all the sort of negative residual effects of that. But it's also, educating the next generation long term. And so by telling stories of, let's say, an individual Christian in Aleppo who's experienced as a young person the civil war there, now for the rest of, let's say, a college student's life, when they think of Syria, hopefully they'll think of that individual, for the rest of their life. And, 20, 30, 40 years down the road, some of that fruit will all, we'll continue to see some of the fruit over the course of 2-3 generations. So it's a long-term battle because this persecution, especially in certain areas, is never going to cease.
That's right. I liked when you said that people care when they know, and I like that. It's one of your tasks. Jordan, we will be having you more on this show, like I said, and talking more specifically about Christians in the mirror. I do thank you for joining us tonight, and I wish you good luck in the trip and all the work that you were doing.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless.
Bye. سيدنا مدينة إشمو بوسريو هو سيدنا.
Okay.
مقا مهم وأمادات كسوي
نعم.
معنا أمادات مرلة.
احنا مروينا ببدا اشلام ولا عميدا اسريوت كن فارج علي تحرس في بوليانو هافي تحرس غلب ديلونيتو يكتلا غلب السوكولورادو بحاي يمشي حيثو وبحاي اذا احنا قدسريو كنا عامو بومادن حو كل وقت كوميسا بروجا ترميوثو كميناني ما ترميو ثاني تكوميسيومي اتشاتو أو تكوني حاضر إلي كتلن ميقرو جابرو محيمنو اسمه يورجن نيلسون يشاتو داتر الفو وترحصر سمي لي بروجي غلبي ربثو سمي لي مشوار مزلو ملخو ماركي ميدوكثو عليتو مسويت وناحت هولي ولا يدو قدس إسرائيل تامو برغلوثة مالخلي تقريبا اشتو يرحيميدي مالخلي ماركي والتامو إنقا تكون مالخ بو مالخو ماركي هلو قدس كو بعد طوعا إيجرثو طوعا صليبو دمشيحو إيجرثو قد فولوس أشليحو بودرو قامويو أي دربو فولوس مشيحو محويل روحي إلي وهاو شول كتوى بو أصل يهودي كتوى ضد مشيحو يثو هاوي فولوس مي شول هاوي فولوس ميقم ترفوشني بفر ترفوشني كو عبرينا ببدا داتلو ثالفوشني كو قوملن نقحرتو يعني بو دوري ذا كمينا فولوس ترايونو يورجن نيلسون وأصل سويدي كومر كلوزم سمنو ميدي تو عنو أصلي بدمشيحو لو أصلي بودو قيسو حقو تو علي إلو إنا قد كو ما حتى روحي وظيفة إي وظيفة صليبويو كو تو عن أصلي بانو إي وظيفاثي كو توري إي عيليدي النائميدي وشغليدي وكومر كسمنو ميدي اللي مشيحو يوثو امشي حيد اوروبا داني خنه امشي حيد اوروبا لن ما حيسه عليها منفثه موخا كوبا بو تبشير بيس برتو كوبا سويم بو ملخانو كل يوم مالخ 3 كيلومتر وجو كول بدو كوثو وكسويم شغاليات كسوم ترجومي قدوبي يلفونو محوي يمشي حيث ايضا هركي مقا بو خطريو دوروبا خديدو ومتكنا احنا الطرف افاقي وقرميدا كتيو وقدس وتامستي مقا كيتو التالي كخطر إن قد امشي حوي نقصي بو مادن حو ودينو نويث بو قدس خاصة بنشتان يحروي بسوريا وبو عراق وبلبنان وبدولاني يمشي حوي كون نقصو لشان توي بالانس بين امشي حوي بين يوذوي بين الطاي بو قدس كلوزم امشي حوي ايدو خففي لو نقصو كو بعد محوي بو ملخانو ديدي هم مباشر هم مالخ وهم سينتوي سيمبول دمشي حوي مركي وهلو قدس انا شغل غلبي رابو يوم لو كنا ساكنين مالخ 40 كيلومتر ويومو وعم تعبي وحطوري انا عيميدي ويكفليدي كل ميدي وفكر دي بعيلة ومالخ لوني شيدي موخا وقابرانو ومهيمنانو يورجن نيلسون مدلي اي وظيفاتي على روحي مدلي تشمشتافي وملخانو على روحي مدلي اوطعنا لوصيب على روحي وهي خد مالخ لي بترف وترصر مكاملة ونقحرت وما حطلي نظروا على روحي مكامل ومشوارانو هلو قدس انا قا بو مشوارانو ما حت ميدوني اي دربو كلوزم لنا معاونه مساعده اي معاونه اي مساعده يعني هم ماديا هم معنويا ام مؤسسات او ام هيمله او نوشد كوبا او بخير ديدي كتله اي صحيفه ما حتو يو ونوشد اوبا مالخ قافت اعمى كل قافه ما حتله يورو يعني قافت ملقت يورو مو قافت مو يورو الفو قافت الفو يورو بوشكلانو بلكي لقدينا ملخينا عمه لقدس بس كيبان اسمه بوكا ليذا ما خفينا وطعنا وتكتو اعلي وكلانو كلت كلوتم قميتاوي لا مؤسسة دينو شوفو لا كايوي لا نرملي لا قصدقانات لا دكو كيتو لازم موخا وبروغرامان اليوم السملان وبصاحي فاثي كل شدوب اشترك بيطو ثاثي عموس ليبانو وخير ايضا كتخابرو كمر بزمالي يغبو بحر إذا أنونا لكذي والله قدوده يمكن احنا لقدينا طعنينا صليب يا خوثي لقدينا ملخينا يمكن 10 كيلومتر لكن وشخصانه طلع أصليبه نقى طلع ملخانه ودربانه وبيمد ما لخلص تلتامه أترت ابن ثيث السنة يعني غلب بحاشو كريوثو كي بضمنه قاثة كيو وأترت ابن ثيث السنة معيثي هانو ميدي غلب يحزن رابوا بس وحزنانه وراب السنة لقى مطفئ ويحبوا دبليبه اللي يمشي حيثيذه واللي ولا يدو قدس كتيو واللي بده يمشي حيثه موقع كل شو حيرويو انه افتح لي يترمي ثاثي بروجاثي اي بدايد ما حت انه اقاموي محلي وراف شو قاموي يعني
شافيرو
هولي السنه 1000 يورو ينقايو يعني تقريبا 1000 و1000 حذو قافت دوسة كميناني واديوم السنه كوبينو طبعا هولي 1000 ومو قافت حريني تقريبا 20000 قافت باشترك لي عموش شخصان ابو ملخيده وهانو ميدي غلبي نقطه مايو قابينا لا تغلبي كوبينالي بديلا مو vi har startat från 100 kronor, eller hur? 100 kronor.
Så är det.
För
10 rollar ungefär.
Ja, just det, 10. Och för 500, 200 och 500 och 1000.
Det är en steg.
Om man vill mer än så.
So everybody is not. Everybody can give whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
Starting from $1.
If you want to donate $1, it's very welcome.
And all the information it is on this on the website. As I said, we have the picture. Yeah. We have it on. So هركي احنا كتلن كل مدى حكيبه عبر الانترنت وقعدوا كتلن صرتوا هاثيو وهو كتله ستة هو بوش مست يورغان نيلسون وكتله فيسبوك ستا كل مدى كثيوة يوتامو وكل مدى هركي يعني كثيوة يو هركي كل مدى
يعني إنا قحات كوبا معاون يبروجافي يعني مثلا أما هي منك بيو من مو قروني ما في قروني مش مو قروني
كل ححيرو يوم
يعني نقد كوبينا وكلانو اشتراكيو يعني قد أيضا بكل حكوبة تويلة ميدي بو مكلاو بو ملخاو يعني حساو إسلام سويدي أي مكوسويا ميدي القدرة يسمينا كوسويا كوبي تبشير
مهيمنو يعني
خد كوبي بشي حيوثو لينو شوثو كولا كومر سنة بو قدس كلوزم بو قدس كتيو ميدم قدشو إلينا لا تيو بس حزي بيشاتو نقلو قدس زوثي وقدس مقدشو يو مال يمشي عيثو يو مال لينو شوثو يو هم لا يذوي قدشو يو وهم نمشي حي قدشو يو هم نطايس قدشو يو كل حاولين يدم قدشو إليه أي ذوي كتي توراثي الطاي كتو قرآناثي أمشي حي كتي امشي عيثاثي ونقلناثي احنا كل حقتلوثو ديناني كمينا بابا أبروهم لا تيوقع بابا أبروهم وبابو دعامي كله مش كانوا كحيلينا بيحزيتاتك حيلينا يعني يمشي حيوثو كل سنة كو يمشي حيو كنوفل أعلست يمشي حيوثو ذا محبيلة لعلم كوله يعني مهم يغلبه احنا خد مشي حيوت كمولفلن وكثو قاديشو كومر ارحموا ليو قالوا هيدو ميكولا نيبوخ ورحمسي وجيراني يدو خد روحوخ احنا امشي حيو حوبونا شي حمر كومنتين القو وصيه دي حبو ثلاثه بين احصر وصيات ادموشي فيحوبو مهم يغلبه ما توبه تروبه كلوزم رحمينا عليه حتى مشيحو مولفلن رحمينا ايضا يعني ادج ابعد وبيضا فإن قد لو رحمينا روحينا ايدربو كيما رحمينا احنا وجيران ايضا ورحمينا ونخرى ايضا فمستر يورغن he's a sign of the peace and human he's a sign of the Christianity. He's a sign of all the human right in the Middle East.
He's carrying the message of Jesus. Jörgen, we're going to have a video clip with us. Before we go there, when you did the first trip, it sounds like you already established things. Participated in projects, done relationships with the other dominations in other churches in the Holy Land. It's a kind. Everybody needs a ecumenical collaboration in order to maintain or to reach this sustainable existence
Exactly.
of the Christian, not only temporary, because we know that migration is the nightmare now.
Yeah, it comes from me being a knight of the Order of St. Lazarus, which is the only ecumenical order. And we are ecumenical because we are serving the church, not any particular denomination. We are serving the church. It may be Syriac, it may be Greek, it may be Russian, but we are serving the church and Christian people. That is what we do. And I have a dream about this project being truly ecumenical because
You have hope. You've no backgrounds, nothing, no bases so far. You haven't done anything.
The Syriac church is the first to come on board in the project,
Great.
which I'm eternally grateful for.
This is what you've done with these eminence recently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is, I can't help but see the connection with St. Mark in Jerusalem being founded in 37. It's, if not the oldest, one of the oldest churches. It belongs in Antioch. It was one of the 5 branches out of Antioch.
That's the first house of Christianity.
The upper room,
Exactly.
the last supper.
Last supper.
Yes,
Yeah, the
Jesus,
upper room.
the disciples, and his
That's
mother
right.
ate.
Yeah. So you have reached the first wide door for him.
And I was actually knighted in St.
The
Mark.
monastery.
Yeah. So I very much wish for this project to be truly ecumenical, because this is about unifying Christianity, because we don't make any difference. We have a motto within the order to heal mind, body and spirit, regardless of ethnical or religious or political boundaries.
That's right.
That's very important,
As
because
Jesus did.
if we have to be unpolitical. That is very important.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about this, but after the show. We have a
The
video clip, yeah,
about
and
the pictures.
it's about pictures about recent activities with
When
His
His Holiness the
Eminence.
Patriarch
Yeah,
came
yeah.
here, when I attended the ceremony of St. Lazarus Orden in Karla,
Karlberg Castle, yeah.
Kalverestad. Det är bara en klipp och musik för 10 minuters ta paus lite grann.
So
Sen kan vi ta-
we come back to our audience after watching this video clip, so stay with us. Wow, very nice clip, and you're there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Good.
My wife is there.
Yeah.
All my friends are there. The Archbishop.
You met with our Patriarch, His Holiness.
I met His Holiness, the Patriarch, yes. And I was giving the opportunity to make a presentation for some 30 minutes for him and the Archbishop and Abuna. And he gave me his blessing for the project, and it was a very, very profound moment for me.
I can see you in short time becoming a kind of Suryoyo. What do you think? How do you feel about that?
I feel very good about that because I found myself very comfortable in the Holy Land in the Middle East, and I like the people, I like the culture exchange, I like the way we can strengthen each other because we need to unite, like I said, and I have a strong belief in that the governments of the West, they are not going to help very much with what we need to do.
That's right.
Because the left wing think the Orthodox churches, they are too Christian, and the right wing think they are too foreign, which is very sad because then you have the politics is paralyzed. They can't go forward. So if we want changes, we need to change it from the bottom up, from the people up.
That's right. And how do you feel about the remains of the apostolic people, the first disciples of Jesus? I'm talking about our people, the Syriac Church, still speaking the Aramaic, the language of Jesus, and maintain this legacy until now, after over 2,000 years.
First of all, from a scientific point of view, that's very unique because all languages, they develop, they change. I mean, Swedish today is not what Swedish was 200 years ago. So keeping this language is extremely important from a culture point of view. It's also a connection with our roots. I'm not speaking Aramaic myself yet. Just small bits and pieces.
You started with few words, and that's very promising.
But you can get a connection, and then
on spiritual basis.
Of course, it's the beginning.
That's right.
Where we all come from, and the Order of Saint Lazarus is originating from the Armenian monks out in the deserts, from the first monasteries around 300 to 400. Those rules created was later on Cistercian monks and Benedictine monks, and when we were founded in 1098 and became an order, we were living the same rules as the Armenian monks did. So we have the same origin. It connects us.
That's right. Jörgen, let's go back to the trip. We were talking about the motivation, the passion of doing this, and I really like to stop there and talk more about it. You're going to start this second trip now, which is going to be longer, it's going to be more in details, it's going to be deeper, and you will start it on August
the 3rd next year.
And how do you manage to do this? It will take about 9 months, and you will, tell me more about this. Let's start first
with
from
the technical details, you mean?
We take this later, but first of all, let's talk about the motivation, about the passion that drive any person to do this, especially when it's going to be harder. You're going to do this on foot, like you will going to just walk and walk and walk. Yes,
but the thing is, in where I am right now in my life at this point in time, you can see that I gained much of the weight I lost during the first walk.
I've seen the pictures. You were much thinner. Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
And if I'm ever going to do it, I need to, I have this feeling I need to get it out of my system. It needs to be done. I said it just a couple of weeks after I came home the last time that I need to walk again. And there is a newspaper article about that I need to walk again because I have it in my body, in my mind, in my spirit that it needs to be done.
It's urging you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But it's not going to happen now, 2019. It's going to happen 2020,
Yes.
August 2020. Why? Why don't you do it now?
Well, if it was up to me, I would start tomorrow. Because that's the way I am.
I can sense that.
That's the way I am. But thankfully, now we have a project management team. We have advisors for the project, so we don't do stupid things. And it needs planning. It needs communication plans. It needs a plan for the fundraising in order to be successful. The walking is just a small bit of the project. Even though it's a huge part for me personally because I'm out there in the snow hurting, so it's huge for me. But for the project, it's a part of it. It's the talking point for those interested in the issues of keeping Christians in the Holy Land. So if you, it's like a torch for people to gather around. And the real issue is to collect funds to be able to help the people in the Holy Land. That is the main objective.
I'm taking just a view on these papers that it is on the net, like we mentioned, about the steps of Christianity. You said in the beginning of the show that you did the first time trip because your daughter was sick and it was something personal, but now it's not personal, it's more global.
It was a true pilgrimage. So I just learned that I'm, what was the term in Aramaic now again? For a true pilgrim, Muqshi.
Muqsi, Maqshoyo.
So
that was the mission the first time.
So you became a Maqsi, which is a pilgrim.
He's the holy. Muqsi means holy. Holy land. When you go to the Holy Land, you became the holy too. So everyone who visited pilgrimage, this is one of the 5 rules in our Christianity. To see the Holy Land. We see the Holy Land, but we don't care what the Holy Land needs. If all the Christians disappear from there, what we there
nothing
left. That's very important that we have a tree. The tree can give the fruits there. So we go there, we can see the fruit, not only see just the root of the tree.
That's right.
So this time it's about achieving, stepping outside of my own ego. It's not about me this time. This time it's about the people living in the Holy Land, the girls going to school in Bethany. It's about stepping out of your own ego and doing something for someone else.
You mentioned this, let me just, I will just quote you here. You said, having visited the region frequently since 2012, we have experienced firsthand how the climate for Christians has deteriorated. We have spoken to Christians who live and work in Jerusalem, and they cry out their frustration and worry. Walking through the winding alleys of the old city, we are approached by people asking if we would be interested in buying their properties. For centuries, people from the 3 religions have worked and lived next to each other with extensive collaboration, and they want to keep doing this, putting food on the table and being able to see their children achieve their dreams and prosper. So this time
This is the goal.
you have this image in front of you when you're doing this second trip.
Of course.
How can this be linked to Saint Lazare International
Saint Lazare
project?
is the humanitarian branch of the Order of Saint Lazarus, and Saint Lazare has the proper means to distribute the funds to these projects because they have staff on the ground. They have first-hand information of what the money is going to be used for, and they can have a follow-up so they can see the result of the money donated. Today, we see all these humanitarian organizations, and they have enormous organizations with vast overhead costs. Money is disappearing all across the board. And now, for people living in Sweden, you can see that all the help Sweden is giving is sometimes it happens to fall into pockets along the way. And, well, we're going to avoid that because we know the people on the ground in the Holy Land. We can go to the school in Bethany and see that the work is being done.
So you are connected there when you're here now, and Saint Lazare is the connection, is the link between you and the work that is taking place on the ground for the people there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let us say that we've reached the end of the trip. Now we're on, it's like April 2021, right?
The last week of April, yes.
The last week of April. The sacred April. What is going, and let's imagine that you have collected all the money, maybe double as much. We hope that you have done this. What is going to happen on the ground? I know that people may ask this, and
I have a vision.
You have a vision, and only a vision. What about the? Yeah, let's talk about the vision, and then we talk about the plan.
Of course, there is an organization on the ground in Jerusalem. For the grand welcome. I will reach Damascus Gate this time. Last time I went through Jaffa Gate. Damascus Gate is what's awaiting us. And I see pictures of the Archbishop welcoming me to Jerusalem.
From what church that will be?
Beg your pardon?
The Archbishop of?
Me.
Oh,
Benjamin,
he will be there. Oh, I didn't know that.
Welcome here there.
I didn't know that. So you're going to Jerusalem to welcome him?
When he's
Wow.
finish his goal, we will welcome him there.
Wow. So he starts with you and ends up with you.
That is
What a
that
lovely.
is in my heart,
Wow,
yes.
what a blessing. Wow.
So we meet him here, and we meet him there.
That's right.
That means he's not alone.
No. That's great.
And this being an ecumenical project, I'm hoping all the other denominations will welcome me too.
I just want to stop on that moment. How do you think? How do you feel about it? I mean, all this.
It's a moment of euphoria, I think.
Yeah.
I remember the last time I walked down the lane.
I can see tears in your eyes already.
I was walking towards Jaffa Gate, and at that point, the deputy mayor, Naomi Tsur, welcomed me to the Holy City. She gave me a small present, a book from a Swedish author, and it was crazy days.
Yeah.
There were so many photographers. It was such a huge event, and then we had this Green Pilgrimage Symposium, where we had church leaders from all world religions gathering in Jerusalem for a big symposium. So it was a big feast of religions coming together, talking with each other.
Many denominations together, the churches.
Yeah.
So
And,
I think you have you have made it known to many people, to many places and churches. That's why you said in the beginning that you're not alone.
Yeah. I can't be alone. Of course, Jesus is walking with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, but practically, you have people who are assisting you and working with you, right?
I have a
Because
project
nowadays
management
you
team. I have friends
yeah,
within the churches, and
yeah.
I have secular friends. So
Yeah. And even in last time, His Holiness our Patriarch Ignatius Afram II, when he was here in Sweden, he met him, he got his blessings,
Okay.
and he blessed his work, the work of the Saint Lazarus, for the glory of God, for the glory of Christianity, for the glory of humanity. And this pilgrimage is blessed already. And in short time, His Holiness the Ecumenical Patriarch is coming to Sweden at the end of this month.
yeah,
And he will come to Sweden on behalf of the 50 annual jubileum, I think, for the diocese of Greek diocese in Sweden and Scandinavian. And in this time, we will.
You will invite him
No,
to
no,
meet
we will
him?
invite
No?
His Holiness the Patriarch to
Yeah.
our cathedral here,
Yeah.
and also Mr. Jörgen
Wow.
and our friends, good colleagues, the Grand Prior Kent Hartskog
yep.
and Father Per
Perona.
Perane och de kommer att närvara. You'll be there, attend the Holy Mass in the cathedral in Stockholm. And then at the evening time, we receive them in our church.
Okay.
So this is the very good time, nice
It's
time
a big chance.
to Mr. Jörgen can get the blessings of the patriarchs of patriarch.
Wow.
The Patriarch Constantinople, the Ecumenical Patriarch, is very
Yeah.
important.
Of course,
it
yes.
is.
I think
yes.
he know you already. I told him about you, and last time I visited in Istanbul. So everyone knows you now.
I think you have reached the right person. What do you think?
I think so
What-
too.
Wow.
And you can't make arrangement for this. It's just happening.
How? Tell me about it.
It's
How
something
did it
from God.
happen?
It's
Because
something from God.
It's
not
because
from God.
it wasn't planned.
I was talking about open doors when you meet someone and then you feel that he's just opened a door for you, and then a door after a door, it just be a process, and it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's introducing you now to other churches.
And
That would
that
be.
makes
Let me say something.
Yeah.
When the Paul, he was
The apostle, yeah.
the apostle Paulus, his name was Saul.
Yes.
When he entered to the Damascus,
Damascus,
the port
yeah.
of Damascus,
Yeah.
and he got the miracle.
Yes.
The miracle he couldn't see, you know?
No.
And he went to the Hananiah. Hananiah there, and he told him, God, go to the Hananiah first. Paul,
He
Saul,
gave him the
Saul,
name
he
Paul,
came
yes.
to the Hananiah, simple man,
Yeah.
and he blessed him. And after 3 days, he could see. And God's planning something, and he's sending him for me. The Paul sending
The soul.
God sending the Paul to him,
Yeah,
to me,
Yeah.
and to bless his work.
That's
That's
right.
the way.
Yeah. So it's a plan of God all
The
the
plan
time.
of God
Yeah,
should be,
all the
yeah.
time. Do
Or
you
how can
you
be,
sense that, right? You sense the
Uh,
presence of
it-
God
it-
in those steps.
I have to be honest with you, it's a bit overwhelming. I'm just a normal, humble Swedish guy. But since the Archbishop was starting to talk to me about God, Paul, I went back and read again about the letters, the Corinthians.
Second,
Wow.
And in chapter 16, you can read about the gathering, the collection of funds, money. And Paul is giving his instructions to the,
Disciples.
and tells them that, well, how they are going to do it and how he is going to bring that money to Jerusalem. It's the very first beginning of chapter 16. And then further down, he has a personal, he sends his personal thoughts to the congregation, where he tells them to be watchful and strong and brave. So I'm taking that sentence with me. I have to be strong and brave in this.
You took it personally because sometimes history is going back in different ways, and you felt touched.
I did. It's a great inspiration, I think.
Yeah.
And even in my Facebook, my site, in the media, he has. I have his the number Swiss name, Swiss account.
Yeah.
Everyone want to give some sponsor.
Yeah.
They can
donations.
go in my,
they can go through your website.
Through my
and your
to him too.
Okay, that's good. كيف عندنا أوميدانو بوسريو سيدنا؟
Yeah, I think you have my number, your number, my face. Did
Yes,
you
you published the
So you joined the same.
the Swiss account.
طبعا
Yes.
هاو خدوا منه كيف مشغله له؟ لشان كل من دوبع مشترك دوبة مع درونوثو سيوع معاونة لبروجافي بيس صحيفي يعني دي حسيوثو كيتو إنو مرة دو تلفون يورجن نيلسون بسويت سويش كوي قلبي فشيتو حدو بع مو قرونين مشادر حدو بع معثي قرونين مشادر حدو بع حمش مو قروني حدو بع الفو قروني أو زتر كوثو إنو مرة كوثو إشمي بسجلو يتعمو بفر مدقو كان لانو ماطي أكيد وش مودوش إشمي كوكو عوبر قابية وبفر مشادر نخو توديث له ميدانو يعني بالصحيفة هذه السنة كيتو إمكانيانو وحد عوبر دوبع مشترك بتحرس تاثي أو بو بروغرامانو أو بيو بروجافت كبينا سمينا لا لشان تكملو وهافيك لو زمنا السنة حماسة بابي مثالتا معاونة مساعدة سيلو قدس البروجيت غلبة يوزع وكلانو ومتيقن السيد دايرين السنة بكم يعاونوا ويساعدوا بميدانو
أكيد. As you hear talking now to the English talking audience, that's me and the Archbishop are talking Aramaic, Syriac Aramaic language during this show sometimes to explain to people, to translate the people who are non-English talking. So we proudly talk this language. How do you feel about it? How does it sound when you hear me and His Eminence talking?
He learned already some words.
Picking up some words
Some
here
words,
and
You can say Baruch Mor,
Baruch Mor,
Moran,
Moran,
Hasio.
Hasio, Benjamin.
Hey,
Taudi.
that's good.
And you can say Taudi.
Taudi Sagi.
Taudi Sagi.
Please,
That's
can you
right.
explain to our people that the switch number?
Yeah.
I have it in my Facebook.
So anybody who wants to make any donations for this trip, for this project, you can. It is about. He's asking about $1 per step because the trip is going to make 8,000 kilometers, and for each step is $1. But of course, you're free to donate to whatever you want. I mean, the amount of the money, everybody's doing what he wants. His Eminence has already done his donations. About what? About Sayyidina 2,000. Let me say that again. It's about.
First, he made a personal donation for 1,001 steps. That's $1,001. And then he did it again, just to confirm the first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
And today he donated the third time.
Today
so
for the show.
I'm blushing now.
Wow. So there's 3 times.
Yes.
So the Trinity. You talked about the Trinity.
Because I am Archbishop, everyone knows that I have so much money. I have to give.
Everybody thinks so.
The
and
father gives always more than children.
Yeah. You were talking about the number 3, about the Trinity. That Trinity, is it's a symbol of Trinity. That's why you made
and
the third.
And we started here.
Yeah.
We blessed him here.
Yeah.
And we will receive him there to bless in his mall.
That's more
by
than
the
money.
grace of God.
That's like what? Like no words can explain so much love, so much support.
For the first time, I will be blessed in Jerusalem.
Wow.
To visit Jerusalem in this project.
Can you hear this?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm blushing now.
It's
because
something,
the power, the pushing me for this one.
You
because
feel that, you feel
the
this.
First time I told him, Jörgen, you are not only, you are not alone. something is with you always. And he say, I feel that.
Wow.
I'm not alone. This is my slogan.
Wow.
His slogan. He's not alone on the way.
I'm certainly not.
Yeah.
No. It's great to know that we're running out of time for the show.
Yeah.
We're going to take the last important messages. For myself, it's always been the number, as I said, the shrinking number, which is happening dramatically, especially the recent years after the war in Syria, the war in Iraq. I've seen the last BBC report about the Christians. It was broadcasted on May 2019. Iraqi Christians are so close to extinction.
Yeah,
Like
it's a total exodus.
That's right. Christians in the Holy Land, less than 2% of the population. In Syria, estimated like 8%. In Jordan, 3%. In Turkey, 200,000 to 300,000 only. And I like it when you say that you are seeing this, you recognize this, and you are working for this.
Yes. It has to be said, I'm not doing this. We usually say that we don't help Christians because we are Christians. We are helping everybody because we are Christians.
Wow.
And in this project, helping Christians in the Holy Land is helping everybody, because keeping the balance is keeping a relative peace. And that's all we can ask for.
Why is it important for you? How do you see that important?
Because if we don't have this relative peace in the Holy Land, that conflict is going to spread.
So it's not about only, it's about the significance of this beautiful emotional image of Christians still living there where Jesus was born and crucified. It has.
It's very important, of course.
It's not only that.
No.
And it's not only
No,
that.
no,
Yeah.
it's about what if we don't have the focal point in Jerusalem, but it moves to Athens or Rome or Budapest. When we are having the focal point between the religions in Budapest, then we are just repeating old history all over again. And that is going to be bad for everybody. So you could say that I'm working in self-interest because I want peace in Europe, and to have peace in Europe,
Of course.
we have to maintain the relative peace in Jerusalem.
Are you thinking about the replacement in if God forbid, if no Christians are there left there?
It will
on
be
the
a terrible
east,
situation, because if we don't have any Christians left
Yeah.
in Jerusalem, the remaining Muslim Palestinian population will lose all hope. And then, God forbid, they will rise up in a rebellion, maybe a new intifada, which is bad on so many levels. I don't want to see that. And if we don't have a balance in Jerusalem to keep the majority world leaders in check, what is happening with Iran towards the state of Israel? What is happening? You see the consequences. It goes on and on and on. So from my point of view, what I strongly believe is that if we maintain the balance between the three Abrahamic religions in Jerusalem, we are doing God's work on earth.
Yes, I agree. But
agree with him.
our
Yeah, it's
brother,
very important to maintain, to help Christians stay in Jerusalem, in the Holy Land. We're not only there, it's very important that Christians stay in the Middle East, not leave that, not make it just out of Christians, because it is the first place. We are the original people of the Middle East. What do you think about
yes,
what he said?
our beloved brother Jörgen Nilsson spoke something very, very important. He opened the door for us, and we can watch the reality there. Because the Jerusalem is the sign only, but around the Jerusalem, we have Christianity in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And the persecution and what happened in the last years, it's very, very terrible. Because we lost very, very huge percentual Christianity from the East, from the Iraq, in the Iraq, in the Syrian even, and from Jerusalem, even from Egypt.
That's right. Lebanon.
Because the Christianity is not only in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a sign.
That's right.
Our heart is there. So we have to care of our heart, our holy. Our faith is there. We cannot leave our faith for nothing there. We have to protect it. To protect it from here by to help the people there, the schools, the poor people, and even other religions too, to get together, to build Jerusalem in security, in the balance. It's very important, because after 1 century we will judge the history. Why our forefathers, they didn't anything for the Christianity there. And all the world seeing the Christianity cannot see future for them in this war.
Yeah.
We have to do something. That's
right.
our responsibility.
We have to
Our Christian in
react,
Europe,
yeah.
in America, and all the world.
Yeah.
Jerusalem is very important, the central point of the world for all the, how we say, the capital of the heart of the world.
That's right.
So we pray for that, for the peace of the Middle East between the three Abrahamic religion, because we have always lived together. The Jew, they are before Christian. The Christian, they are before Muslim. And the Muslim is now. We are like three brothers. Why we cannot love each other? What's the religion telling us? The religion, I don't think it's telling us to hate each other. The opposite, to love each other, to build the bridge, the communication, good relation. How can I love my God who created everything, created you, me, and all? I am saying, praying, God, I believe in you. I love you. Okay? God saying, if you love me, love your neighbor.
That's right.
Can we love our neighbor or not? If we don't love our neighbors, we cannot love God. If we don't forget each other, how can we say to God, God forgive us? We cannot be good Christian or loyal to our religion or loyal to our church or synagogue or mosque if we are not loyal to our country, first of all.
That's right.
Country means all the human equally, believe or not. That's the way of the Christianity, to create love equally, humanity. We are all citizens of this world. It's enough for us all.
Yeah, there's a place.
This is the peace.
There's space for everybody. Do you have anything more to say, Lieutenant Jörgen? I just leave it to
that,
you. Yeah.
I would like to follow up the Archbishop with, we are working for Christians. We are not working against anybody else. We are just trying to maintain a necessary balance. So for me, this is the only peaceful way we can make a change in the Holy Land.
Yeah, and I liked when you said by helping Christian, you are actually helping the neighbors. We have seen all this time during the war, the last almost 7-8 years, even the money that are gathered to send to Syria or to Iraq, it's not only sent to Christian people, because actually if we go through details, more Muslims are taking benefit of the money more than Christians, because the quantity is bigger, it's higher than the Christians. I've seen this in Damascus with my own eyes.
If you have somebody who's sick outside your door and you find out he's Muslim, are you not going to treat him? Are you not going to help him?
Yeah. So by helping, by doing such projects, you are helping larger number of Muslims.
Everyone, because God is for all.
That's right.
Even if the people, some of people, they don't know God, the atheism sometimes, but God knows them, because the religion is like a hospital. Everyone have right to go to the hospital, and the doctor cannot say, which religion are you? Because Jesus is for all. He didn't make any difference between people. Give for the people.
That's his message.
That's our message. Love for everyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Jesus love your neighbor Christian. No, it depends. Who is he? Love him as yourself. Make peace between you and him. Love him as yourself. This is equally.
Yeah.
If you don't love yourself, you cannot live life another two.
Like no.
So that's our message. The message is love for everyone. Our religion is teaching us. And my religion, my faith, teaching me to love everyone. My faith doesn't teach me. It's not allowed to teach to hate another people.
Yeah.
I think in my faith, every religion, if any religion is teaching the hate another, it's not the religion of God.
No.
It's not.
I don't believe it.
No.
Because God is saying, don't kill. How God can say to you, go kill these people? Okay, I can't say to God, God, you told me, don't kill. If you want to say to me, you kill them. I can't say to God, I can't say to judgment. Oh God. At the same time, you don't kill. Don't say, at the same time, you saying, go, I kill this man because you told me that we can't judge God. God is love. God is love. It's not allowing anybody other people. That's the meaning of religion, the faith.
That's right. Well, we have reached the end of the show. It was very interesting. It was very blessing, and it was very inspiring. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. So glad to be here with you.
We will be catching up with you all the time, and we wish you a blessed trip, and we are hoping that everything is going to go well, and especially during this good time, you have enough time for managing and planning.
Now it's preparation time.
Preparation. You have His Eminence with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our beloved sister Maya, Mourad, which is a very nice journalist and moderator. She is the beginning of this TV channel. She is our teacher. Here. We are blessed. We are blessed because we have her. Anytime she come. And today, Maya, each day وعلمنا الكرسي has to have هنا وعمل شوية من كوي اليوم مليو استعيش مليو استعيش مليو شو ما له ما له يقول أحسن ما له يقول ما له عودوا خطرين الشاب ما له الثاني يعني بتيوم ما خانوا بمحوي ورمز يمشي حلو لما أشغل أمشي حلو أوروبا تون محيسة عن يمشي حلو هم حكي وسوي شيء وشلومه وامشي حلو دفعيشين مرة سنة أمشي حلو غلبة مع غربي وذبيحي طيلي كل عدوري وخاصة بوزمان وحارو وسوريا وبعراق وبعد كوث كله كوتورن وكوث المساغبي غلبة مش عارفة لكن كرينا وشيء وشلومه دوري دائما وما دينه بين دين الدين اللي لازم سقي وقتله كل دينكم سامح لا تدينوا ضالو
آمين. So we have reached the end of the program. As we were talking about specifically about the Christians of the Holy Land, and as our guest, two guests are going to meet in Jerusalem in our blessed monastery of San Mark, we do send our love to our people, to our families, our brothers and sisters in Jerusalem and in Bethlehem, especially to our beloved scouts in Bethlehem and in Jerusalem. And we also thank the audience, all the people, for watching us tonight, and we meet next time. Fushun bashlomo.
شينا بشلامة.
Thank you.
شينا بشلامة.
you.